Your brother is taking your room! My mother screamed. I nodded and put laxatives in his food. She then yelled, "This house is his now!" So I called the cops and evicted them. Growing up, my brother Evan was the sun. I was the shadow. When he wanted my birthday cake, Mom said sharing builds character. When I asked for his Halloween candy, she said I was selfish. By age 10, I stopped asking for anything. At 16, I started working overnights at a warehouse. Saved every dollar in a shoebox under my bed. Not for college, for escape. Mom found it once, counting out $700. She borrowed $300 for Evan's car insurance. I never saw it again. Last month, I signed a lease on a studio apartment. Tiny, cheap, mine. The day I moved in, I cried in the empty room. Not from sadness, from relief. For the first time in 22 years, I had something that was just mine. 3 weeks later, my phone exploded with texts. Come home now. Family emergency. I drove over, heart racing, imagining hospital visits. Instead, I found Mom and Evan on the couch, looking annoyed, not traumatized. Your father got laid off, Mom said flatly. Evan's moving in with you until we recover financially. I laughed, actually laughed. I have a studio apartment. There's barely room for me. Evan smirked. I'll take the bed. You can have the floor, like old times. Like when he'd lock me out of our shared room and make me sleep in the hallway. Like when he'd eat my food and blame me for not labeling it. Like every humiliation I'd swallowed for years. No, I said. Simple, final. Mom's face turned crimson. Excuse me? I said no. It's my apartment, my name on the lease, my life. He's not coming. She stood up, shaking. You're a selfish, ungrateful brat. I work 80 hours a week, Mom. I paid for that apartment with money you borrowed and never returned. Where's Evan's 80-hour weeks? Evan laughed. Someone's bitter. That night, they showed up at my apartment. No call, no warning, just pounding on the door at midnight. I opened it and Mom pushed past me, Evan dragging a suitcase behind. This conversation is over, she announced. Evan's staying and you'll deal with it. I watched them invade my space. Evan threw his bag on my bed, my only bed, and sprawled out like he'd conquered a kingdom. Mom started rearranging my kitchen like I was the guest. Mom, you need to leave. She turned, eyes cold. Your brother is taking your room and you're sleeping on the couch. It's that simple. Something inside me snapped, not rage, something colder. I nodded silently, walked to my phone, and ordered food delivery. Extra spicy Chinese food, Evan's favorite. While I waited, I crushed 6 laxative tablets into powder. The food arrived. I mixed the powder into his orange chicken, stirring until it dissolved completely. Peace offering, I said, handing him the container. He snatched it without a thank you and ate while scrolling his phone. Mom left an hour later, satisfied she'd won. Evan fell asleep in my bed, snoring. At 2 a.m., I heard it, a strangled groan, then footsteps sprinting to the bathroom, then sounds I won't describe but that I enjoyed immensely. He emerged 30 minutes later, pale and sweating. Your plumbing sucks, man. Weird. Works fine for me. He stumbled back to bed. I'd already prepared the next phase. While he was dying in the bathroom, I'd rubbed poison ivy oil on the pillowcase. Not enough to hospitalize him. Enough to make him regret everything. By 4 a.m., he was screaming. His face had swollen, red hives erupting across his cheeks and neck. He clawed at his skin, eyes watering. What did you do? He gasped. Nothing. Maybe you're allergic to something. He tried showering. I'd turned off the hot water heater hours earlier. Icy water blasted him, and his screams woke the neighbors. At 6 a.m., my phone rang. Mom, why is Evan calling me crying? He's having a rough morning. This is your fault somehow. I'm coming over. And you know what? Fine. This house is his now. You can leave. I waited. She arrived an hour later, saw Evan's swollen face, and immediately started throwing my belongings into the hallway. My books, my clothes, my laptop, everything I'd worked for. Evan, still scratching, joined her with a vindictive grin. Get out, Marcus, Mom hissed. This apartment belongs to Evan now. You're done here. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. I need police. 2 people are trespassing in my apartment and refusing to leave. Mom froze. You wouldn't dare. I showed the dispatcher my lease agreement on speaker. My name, my signature, my address. The officer arrived 12 minutes later. Ma'am, this is his legal residence. You need to leave immediately. Mom's face went ghost white. He's my son. He's supposed to help family. He's an adult with legal property rights. Leave now or I'll arrest you for trespassing. Evan, still swollen and itching, looked at me with pure hatred. You're a psycho. You're evicted. They left.